Skin bleaching. Like the scripture says, there's nothing new under the sun. So I seen this article and I thought I would make a little video about it. It says Love and Hip Hop star is bleaching her skin. Moniece Slaughter shared some new selfies this week, stunning social media followers with her shockingly lighter complexion. The reality star quickly denied skin bleaching rumors. Okay, you're clearly lying, claiming that her skin has always been that tone. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and pictures don't lie, because she has Native American ancestors. Oh my God. Really delusional. Past photos contradict Moniece's explanation, and you only have to go back to her Love and Hip Hop Hollywood stint to check out her much darker skin tone. Now, skin bleaching or lightening your skin is nothing new. So-called whites are in rulership, they're in power. So you have a lot of delusional Negroes who feel like, to better themselves or to fit in with the in crowd, they have to, whiten their skin or lighten their skin. Like I said in the beginning, there's nothing new under the sun. A prime example of lightening your skin or bleaching was Elizabeth II. She was born a dark-skinned child, but she later bleached to look white. Her earlier childhood portraits were also whitened. This same practice is still done today by Black females and male actors and actresses, as we can clearly see. The bleaching a portrait in the skin white is as old as history itself. In AD 2008, several fake portraits of Black President of the United States, Barack Obama, were overpainted to look white or like a white man. Even little Kim has whitened her skin. She don't even look like she did back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and mid 90s. So, this has been going on with our people since the medieval ages. David McRitchie, in his book called Ancient and Modern Britons, stressed that whites in the beginning didn't view blacks as evil and dangerous. He also commented that the black race was superior to the whites in Europe in physique and power. He described the blacks as powerful, intelligent, keen, good analysts of normal phenomenon. So the ancient world, the so-called whites viewed black as, prestigious, power, superior in a sense. But since the world's been turned upside down, it's the opposite now. White is the standard bearer of beauty, standard, and power. But it was once black in the old world. That's why history is so important, because we can read these books and go back to the annals of history and really see how our people were back then. And then we're doing repeating some of the same things our ancestors did. But a lot of you blacks are from Europe. We're not all from the continent of Africa. The origin of man is from Africa, of course, but the so-called indigenous black people are from every continent. But a lot of us have these Welsh surnames, and a lot of us fled from Europe during the persecutions of religious wars, the 30-year wars. That's why a lot of our ancestors kept their surname, last names. So, of course, our oppressor or enemy had to teach us that, our last names were slave names, but that doesn't make no sense. You can go do your own diligent research. You can't find a lot of plantations with Washington, Williams. It don't make no sense at all, because you can't get white. You can't start from white and get color, but you can start from black and get many different shades of color. That's just scientifically speaking. So, but it's a shame that she has to bleach her skin to look lighter, because she had a lot of insecurities, and that's a lot to blame on the media, the perception, images of what the standard of beauty is. But all I can say is that she needs to look in the mirror. We all do. We're in these last days, so we got to cleanse our temples, and we have to go back to the Most High, because clearly this land is, some people call it Babylon, some people call it Rome, Egypt. It's all mixed up, but it's definitely a land of confusion. And then two, men are supposed to have roles, women are supposed to have roles in society. That's what makes a functional society. A man is supposed to be a man, and a woman is supposed to be a woman. But in this land, you have anything goes. And it starts with the children, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to manipulate, indoctrinate the next generation to see this stuff as normalized. And then you got a lot of people that want to go back to what was considered normal. But once the Most High opens up your eyes to see certain things, what you thought was considered normal is not normal. So, but that's all I want to say. Peace and shalom. Before I close out, I wanted to read this, the white European outcry. The white European outcry for justice and fair treatment brought about the French Revolution, which broke the black man's chokehold over the powerless peasant whites. Professor Lips emphasized that the colored world had imprisoned the white world in its own land long before the reverse. See, the world is turned upside down. We're in a white rulership. This truthfulness is also endorsed by the Brazilian socialist Gilberto Freire, the French philosopher Edmond Schuller, and others. Following the French Revolution, the black elite turned their intentions to breed white-looking children in order to preserve their power structure among the uprising white oppressed, and also to fade away the cruel apartheid system. This process gradually faded out the original darkness of their skin to a lighter tone. The present-day white-faced rulers of Europe were originally earlier black-faced Africans of the continent, who purposely whitened themselves following the French Revolution, AD 789 through 1794. This was necessary to prevent another uprising by the oppressed white mainstream. The African Moorish Negroes continued to rule Europe by wearing a pale face in order to tamper down the white fear of a once Negro dominance of Europe. The British royal family, Queen Elizabeth II, the mother of Prince Charles, Andrew, Edward, and Princess Anne, and her grandsons, Prince William and Harry, are merely Negro Moorish blacks who have been whitened. DNA testing proves their origin to be of African ancestry. This holds true with other European royal families. To openly admit such truthism will certainly undermine the black power base on the European continent, including Eastern Russia. Many of today's blacks and whites don't have the slightest clue to such world occurrences, since this form of information is forbid to be told in Western media and history books. There you go. What we're doing right now is repeating what's happening in the French Revolution. Maybe I'm wrong, but we're trying to. It's like the Trump and the Biden election. There's all this fear of these whites rebelling and trying to uphold their type of justice and system, at least for the low-level thinkers of the Trump supporters, the ones that do violence and whatnot, with their guns. But history is definitely repeating itself, But I digress. Peace and shalom.